All right, guys, what's up? It's 805 off-roading, or whatever we're going to call ourselves eventually. We have our 2000 TJ here. We have a CPS sensor, the crank position sensor that's bad on it. A connection cable. Let me switch it over real quick. Hold on. So we tried splicing ourselves and fixing it up here. Something's wrong. I'm not sure if it's here where we did the connection or the actual plug initially, or even, maybe further down the wiring harness. Not sure. Anyway, it'll run and then it'll misfire. We did the scan code on it. It's a CPS sensor, this deal right here. But when I was going through the engine anyway, I noticed that some of the connections on it look a little worn out. Some of them are brittle. So I figured I'm just gonna go through the whole engine here. We bought an engine harness off of eBay from Jeep Junkies. So we'll see how it goes. The harness in itself looks pretty good. The only thing I see is, someone else did some splice work here. So hopefully that all works. But yeah, we're gonna get started here. I think I'm gonna start up with these top section plugs here. They're on the left battery section right here. That's where it starts. And then I think I'll just make my way down that way. Now, I've never done this before, so you guys are gonna see it first. One thing I'm gonna do first though is I'm gonna disconnect the battery. So let me get the stuff to do that and then we'll get started. So yeah, thanks. All right, we got our negative terminal disconnected there. Let's go ahead and get started with these clips. And yeah, not too sure how these actually come off here. So gonna probably do some, maybe just pull on them. Oh, it looks like, yeah, maybe they just pull right off. Yeah, looks like they're gonna be, oh, just like that. Okay, cool. All right, well, there's one. Let's double check, make sure that's the right connection. It looks like it is. I know I should probably bring my Tacoma over here. Actually, I might do that. Yeah, let's bring the Tacoma over here. This is my new rig, by the way. This is 2021 Toyota Tacoma TRD Off-Road Edition. This is probably something I'm also going to be doing a build on, but I need to first get the money to do the lift kit and all that stuff. So if you guys want to see that, stay tuned and let me know. Yeah, I bought this thing with about 16,000 miles on it. I've put about 5,000 on it now. It runs great. It's manual transmission. It's got all of the, fancy AC stuff. It's got the clutch start cancel, auto brights. I put a trailer brake in it. Other than that, it's got, wireless charging. It's got all that fancy stuff, Apple CarPlay, all the bells and whistles. The reverse is kind of weird on it. It's all the way over to the left and up. Okay, let's go back up here to our Jeep. That way we can have a little, let's move that hose out of the way too. I don't want to run that over. Okay, cool. Should have brought my tripod. I'm gonna need that, huh? All right, I think just like that's fine. That way you can use the tailgate. Let me turn this off. All right, cool. All right, guys, so we've got the first section in here. I already pulled the other big cables out. They're right here, which are those other connection ports. Now we're just going to kind of go through the Jeep and kind of go through the connections. I'm not going to record a whole lot of this, but I'm going to just go through, record snippets of it, tell you guys issues that I had. But yeah, we're going to just try it like that and see how it goes. All right, we're not even a minute in here. Hooked those two up, fed the cable under, got down here to start disconnecting the CPS sensor and all that. Not sure if you can see, kind of can. Gotta take this ground wire off of the wiring harness here, but it wrapped around the bolt and it's stuck. So I gotta cut him. It's in these back cables here, you can see those two. It's attached to this big, I think it's a ground wire here. This one, this guy right here. Also attached here. So I'm gonna cut them. I'll put a new end on that one. And then the new wiring harness has this, the new ground wire already. So that's what the first little snag we're into. All right, so I got it out. That would be why it was stuck. What the fuck? It's like a washer underneath it got stuck. Future me here. I should probably add the next part here you're going to see is the injectors. I ended up having to take the entire airbox off the top section of the engine because there's a plastic tray that went along the top there. You could wiggle it around and kind of pull it up. So if you're doing your harness yourself, be careful when you're doing that. Make sure you don't break and bend any of those wires on the new wiring harness. Green and white first. So it's going to be that one first, then that one second, I think. Green and yellow first on the second one as well. So green, white, green, yellow. The white one goes there, so this one goes there. There's a black cable that goes all the way down. Okay, we got all the wiring in on top, just peeking this part section down, and then we got to do the bottom section. All right, what's up? We're back here day 2 on doing the wiring harness on the 2000 2.5, the 4-banger TJ. Yesterday we got the entire wiring harness in. Today all I had to do was a couple tidying up underneath here. I'll show you guys actually. Yeah, so this is right where the 4-wheel drive is. I just had to do some tidying up some zip ties. That way it didn't get caught at all when you go into 4-wheel drive. But now it's zip tied up here, right on this little bracket right here. It doesn't catch anywhere, and then we're good. I did have a couple issues with the sensor or the connection that's right up here above the transmission. It was really a pain in the ass. There was a lock on it and the lock was broken. So I'd use a small little flathead to get that lock off and sit there and push it. So it took me a little bit longer than expected for yesterday for that. But other than that, it was pretty plug and play. You just have to run it on right here through where your transmission is. It has a couple mounting spots right here on the frame, goes all the way back in these little hooks, and then plugs back there in the gas tank. I believe that's for the fuel pump. But yeah, pretty dirty under here. But the only difference of this wiring harness was the old one used to run down here, but the new one I had to run this way because the wiring was actually shorter. You can actually see where we're running it. Right there, and then it just goes up to the transmission. But the other wiring harness for the stock one was on the other side, so it was a little different. But other than that, everything worked out great. All right, so that's that. We're gonna close this up. We'll give her a start, and we'll drive off. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, let me know, and I'll be sure to try answering your questions. Oh, one other thing is, you'll like my fancy electrical tape here. It's because the lock on that connection plug right there broke off. So be careful when you're doing these old wiring harnesses. A lot of those just like to break off, especially when they're super brittle. I'll probably have to do another job right in here. See how the top section of that broke off. That's just from plugging it in, not even, forcing it or anything, just simple plugging it in. But yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and shut the hood and we'll start it up. Alright guys, I hope you liked the video. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll be sure to answer them. We're going to take this thing for a test drive and I'll see you guys later.